Greetings, everyone. Today, I will be discussing the productivity and telecommuting challenges during the COVID era. As we all know, the current pandemic has prompted organizations to implement workarounds, including their approaches for maintaining employee productivity in the workplace. With a significant increase in flexible working arrangements and telework policies, effective HR policies are paramount. While existing teleworking systems have been proven to be effective in maintaining productivity levels, the pandemic has nonetheless created yet another additional layer of challenges in the workforce. For this presentation, I will first begin by discussing the significance of this topic. Then I will address each of the three major challenges, which include employee burnout, virtual team building, and cybersecurity and privacy risks. Lastly, I will touch upon the future implications of this research topic. So why is it important to explore the productivity and telecommuting challenges we are facing today? Interestingly enough, research has shown that a global reduction in productivity growth had already existed before COVID-19. This raises concern about the future of productivity among employees and whether it will improve over time in the post-pandemic world. According to an article from Stanford News, this global telework movement can create a, quote, worldwide productivity slump and threaten economic growth for many years, end quote. The concept of achieving a work-life balance has also become the primary threat to productivity if employees are struggling to divide their professional and personal lives. The struggle for achieving a work-life balance is apparent under these circumstances, since teleworking employees often utilize the same space for both leisure and performing their work. It is a tough balancing act. For example, in addition to work duties, many people must also serve as caregivers or school instructors for their children while teleworking. This can become a contributing factor for increased stress levels and decreased productivity, since other distractions are present. According to the Society of Human Resources Management, employees are working 3 hours longer per day while teleworking. Literature also suggests that telecommuting leads to, quote, excessive overtime working, end quote, due to the lack of structure relating to when the workday begins and when it ends. According to an article from the Harvard Business Review, the division between workers' professional and personal lives is critical for mental health. When employees are under a lot of stress and they do not take a break from work, they may find that they are doing a disservice to themselves and the organization due to decreased productivity and efficiency. In an interview with a psychologist, Kristen Shockley, studies have shown that this lack of structure can lead to low prioritization of wellness and less attention to self-care activities. This interview was published on the American Psychological Association's website. During periods of extreme isolation as a result of COVID-19, the need for a teleworking policy that supports a work-life balance is evident to help sustain productivity and employee morale. The way in which companies approach team building has inevitably changed as a result of remote work. Research suggests that the role of management in team building is critical in setting the framework for preventing burnout and loneliness among remote workers. Theoretically speaking, teleworking should improve employee performance. However, research has shown that non-traditional work arrangements that offer flexibility can lead to feelings of social isolation in absence of face-to-face interactions with your colleagues. This is especially important during the training process for new hires. A research study at Stanford University revealed that in-person collaboration is, quote, essential for developing new ideas and keeping staff motivated and focused, end quote. Improved managerial practices can help establish trusting relationships and avoid the overuse of oversight and micromanagement styles. This shift may also require training managers and supervisors to help establish new supervisory practices and the use of situational leadership. For example, managers may choose to adopt a goal-setting theory to enhance teleworkers' performance by fueling their efforts, increasing motivation, and providing ongoing encouragement to achieve their goals. The third challenge involves cybersecurity and privacy risks associated with the increase in remote work. According to an article from Georgetown University, an IBM study revealed a 6,000% increase in spam emails related to COVID-19 since March of 2020. In an article from from the OECD, policies should aim to satisfy security and privacy requirements. Some examples could be ensuring that all remote workers have fast, reliable internet access, use best practices for protecting confidential data, and regular training for recognizing phishing and cyber attacks. So, what does this all mean? It is very possible that we will see a permanent shift to a primarily remote workforce as a result of COVID-19. Future research can explore the need for ongoing changes to workplace policies with the significant increase in telework. As mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, all of these findings still raise concerns for productivity levels in the post-pandemic world due to a lack of work-life balance, as well as an increase in cybersecurity and privacy threats. The amount of workarounds that companies had to make to their internal processes and policies as a result of COVID-19 almost seems endless. When an employee teleworks 100% of the time, it poses challenges to productivity both on the employee level and the organization as a whole. The challenges of employee burnout, lack of face-to-face interaction, and heightened cybersecurity and privacy risks have forced organizations to think outside the box to adapt to our new normal. This further emphasizes the need for strong and effective telework policies to ensure and maintain mentally healthy productivity levels among employees moving forward. I want to thank you all for your time. I hope that this was helpful, and thank you so much for listening.